Oh God. What had just happened? We were taking pictures. Hello and welcome to Fatal Focus. This is a photography game. As much as I know just about as much as you do. So if you are interested in it, I hope you consider subscribing and liking and all that good stuff. You hear me clicking because I'm making sure everything is okay. But yeah, I'm Voyia. I play a variety of games. Yeah, that's about it. That's my intro right there. We're gonna go ahead and get started. If you're new here, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. When you're an artist, you have to push yourself to create. You have to contort your body, let your guts burst from its stomach as you bend backwards for angles, for brushstrokes. You have to break the glass in your mind and allow the forbidden to possess your hands. You have to break what's already been created to make something even more meaningful. You have to destroy something for your art. You don't know if it'll be the canvas or yourself. I might not be breaking my body today, but I am breaking my routine. I pick up my phone and decide that opening social media is the best way to start my day off. I've been living in this town for a few months at most, trying to get some inspiration. The quiet beauty of a small historic town nestled in Pennsylvania welcomed me. Again, I don't know if this is a scary game, a dating game, or whatever, so I don't know the trigger warnings. So, as a matter of fact, we should look at the trigger warnings real quick. Let me see if I can find the trigger warnings if there are any, because sometimes there aren't none. Nope, it's just one ending and 4.6k words. That's all it says. There are no trigger warnings as far as it says right now. Okay, as far as it says. So forgive me if it is something that bad happens, okay? Its people welcomed me as well, but it was only in the politeness of strangers. A coffee shop encounter never went past pleasantries. In a new town, I was alone. I joined a few online groups for different hobbies in the area, bird watching, maple syrup cultivation, but I've been most interested in the photography group. Let's see, do they have any events coming up? Gallery events, coffee talks, camera exchanges. None of that was soon. I refreshed the page again. A new post pops up on my feed. That is already suspicious to me. I would have been like a little scared that just popped out of nowhere. Also, if you celebrate the holiday, happy Thanksgiving. And if you don't, I still hope you get some good yummy yum food, because what better to bring people together than lovely food? It is for a photography walk in the borough. Come walk through the historic streets, visiting peak photography opportunities throughout town. Bring your own camera and water. Starts at 12 p.m. at the coffee shop on Miller Street. Host is Adonis Diamore. Okay, she's a real artist, bet. Interesting name. I tap on a link leading to the host website. Is that supposed to be her? It's just like a picture of a woman's back, but okay. Again, for most people who don't know, I have mentioned this before, but I wanted to get into photography so bad. But I'm telling you, everything was a no for my mom. You make money now, you don't make money later type of thing. You find a job that makes money now. Fascinating stuff. They seem to do a lot of portraits and fashion photography. It was like looking into the world of a high fantasy novel. Even flow of fabrics and hair, decorations with flora and foliage. I pressed on the About tab. Adonis was young and in their mid-20s. Seems they've always lived in the seclusion of the state's forests. Oh. Is she gonna be a witch? I know it's around fall. I know it's like that time of year where things are spooky. Cold and spooky is what is in for this time of year, but come on, I really hope this isn't like some kind of weird witch thing. Would be nice to know what they look like though. I breathed a sigh of relief. I had been fearing not finding a photographer in a similar age and entrance range as me. The photography walk starts in 2 hours. It wouldn't be a bad idea to go out, meet some new people, and take some photos. I press the RSVP button on the event. It takes my name and email. please input your name. So Frey is up there, so I'm gonna leave Frey there because it was a name already inputted there. And I do recommend for a lot of people who make games and stuff, if you want like people to play your games and stuff and you want their names to be something, because you know people like me, I'm just gonna name either Voyia or Johnny, one or the other. So if you want the name to be something, then please put the name up there just like this. I type out Frey for the name box and my email for the other. The RSVP has been confirmed. Yay! I place my phone back on the nightstand and sit up to stretch. I have a few hours before the walk. I place the needle on the record player and begin my morning routine. You're a mid 20-year-old and you have a record player? That is okay. I mean, some people collect vintage stuff and that's cool. It's perfectly fine. I open the windows and allow the crispy musk of fall to fill the room. There is a chill in the air, but it is one that may be cured by bundles of sweaters. I love sweaters. I really do. That's why I hate summer. I really do. I hate summer so much. I love fall. And it seems like a lot of stuff get more hectic in the summertime. It kind of chills out during fall and winter. That's why I also like it too. No candle can capture the pure essence of a Pennsylvania autumn. I eat, get dressed, brush my teeth, and bundle up as necessary. It takes me longer than needed to decide what camera and camera case to bring. I make sure to pack an extra lens. Let's hope I get some good pictures today. Ooh, exciting. Picture time. Excuse me. The borough is as beautiful as it's ever been. The local troops have already came through and painted the local business window with horror movie icons and autumn imagery. Every business has its door open to allow the smell of fall in. The local flower store is selling their famous chocolate chip cookies once more. Miller Street is beautiful a bit short. I reached the coffee shop in no time. Maybe I should get a coffee before I go. Get some coffee? Yeah, sure. Coffee is a song sang by the sirens that is an autumn midday. I step into the coffee shop. Scattered among the seats were various patrons. 4 people sit by the window, knitting a scarf in unison, laughing over cappuccinos. A couple sits near the back door, though they're more interested in the cups than themselves. Oh boy, that's gotta be an awkward date. There are a few sitting along with their laptops out. I doubt they're getting any work done. A man working the counter was always been kind to me. He offered directions and giving me hints on secret spots around town, whether for food or for photos. Oh, okay, alright, so the locals are kind of cool here. It's hospitality I have never been used to. What do I order? A soy white chocolate mocha, an iced cappuccino, or black coffee? Knowing me, I would have ordered like the soy white chocolate mocha. I wouldn't have got soy, but I mean, a white chocolate mocha is perfectly fine. My favorite order with the extra shot, no whip. I order a soy white chocolate mocha. My eyes glanced over the food options, pastries, sandwiches, and a bowl of fruit. The fruit looks rotten. I swear I spot a fly crawling into a hole in a piece of the cantaloupe. If you want to make me angry ever, you'll buy me a cantaloupe. I hate cantaloupe. I hate the texture of it. I hate the smell of it. I hate the taste of it. Cantaloupes were made by demons. Period. Don't ever give me a cantaloupe. It's gross. Excuse me. Huh? What's up? There's a fly in one of those cups. I'm sorry to point it out. Sorry. It is best not to mention the rot. The barista leans over the counter and grabs the plastic bowl and examines it. They're perfectly fine otherwise. Maybe we should close the door? Fine? Are their eyes wrong? Thank you for catching us, though. Don't worry about paying for the drink. This is my fault. But it's not your fault. Yeah, it's not your fault. The cantaloupes are for monsters. Ugh, I hate cantaloupes. I'm so sorry. Look, y'all know when I'm passionate about something, I can't shut up about it. And this is one of them. Cantaloupes, no one can ever change my mind that cantaloupes are good. And if you eat cantaloupes, you're probably a monster too. There's nothing I can do. My order is taken and I'm swept away by the counter near the entrance, waiting for my drink to be made. The breeze outside offers a warm backup to the idle chit-chat of other Patreons. I do a bit of people watching, and only now I notice the other person standing, waiting for a drink. Oh, she's so cute. This is the person that was on like the front of the screen. She's adorable. I think she's cute. They are leaned against the wall, fiddling with the lace cuff of their sleeve. It looks like they have a camera bag on their person as well. Could they be going to the photography walk as well? I slowly approach them and give them a wave. Hello. They slowly look up from their hands and scan my entire body. Frey? Sorry I gave her like a D. She just looked like she has like one of those smooth talking voices like that. So again, don't. You can read it in your own voice if you go download the game and read it yourself. Frey? How did you know my name? Sorry. You have a camera bag on you, so I assume that you were a single person who signed up for the walk today. I'm Adonis. It's good to meet you. Oh, Adonis, being smooth and cute as ever. The breath I was holding exhaled, and the sweat forming on my brow disappeared. It's nice to meet you. You made me all nervous. Sorry about that. No, it's nothing to apologize for. Adonis is not what I was expecting, adoring their face in red makeup hidden behind red sunglasses. It is sunny today, but not sunny enough to warrant them. Perhaps they are sensitive to lights. Something about their clothes makes them seem older than they look. I don't think I've ever seen you before. Are you new to town? Yeah, I moved here a few months ago. It's very beautiful and cozy here, isn't it? I have a slightly bitter hazelnut macchiato with cream for an Adonis. Thank you. Adonis grabs their drink and immediately brings it to their lips. You're not even gonna give it a second to cool? I killed the heat sensors in my taste buds years ago. I couldn't help but laugh. How often do you do these walks? Do you usually get one person? I try to host them monthly. I usually get a few to attend. A lot of older folks, kind-hearted people. They take some of the prettiest pictures I've ever seen. But I'm wondering if I scheduled this walk over a mahjong tournament, since you're the only one who showed up. Which is perfect. I can show my new neighbor some of my favorite spots. Do you go down by the river very often? By the park? There's some very pretty sights to be had there. There's a waterfall that's hidden in those areas. It's gorgeous. Okay, so she's trying to show me the ropes, but I don't put out on the first date, Adonis, so just so you know. I have a soy white chocolate mocha for Frey. That's me, thank you. I grab my coffee off the counter and double check the name written on the cup. I can't read the handwriting. Do you want to finish outside? The air is crisp. Well, I mean, yeah, that's the best place to be drinking the hot coffee, considering that you like your coffee extremely hot and burning your mouth up to a crisp, but okay, whatever, do you. I nod and went outside with Adonis. We sit in silence for a few minutes, finishing up our drinks, checking our phones and our equipment. Adonis finishes up their drink first, pouring out the little liquid left before recycling. I follow suit shortly. So Frey, have you ever been on a photography walk before? Have I ever been on a photography walk before? Technically yes. I'm gonna say yes. And by the way, there's only one ending. I think I mentioned this before, and if not, I just made a mental note that I should mention it. So it is one ending, okay? So it doesn't matter what I choose. Good. So you know what they entail. I have a theme in mind already. And what's that theme? How does life cycle sound? Very broad, but very specific. That's good enough for me. Excellent. If you have any questions, concerns, or anything else, just let me know. Adonis starts walking down the street, taking their camera out of their bag as they do. I follow along. And here's the walk. Our first stop is a small garden across from the Quaker cemetery, enclosed in a fading white fence. Adonis lets me take pictures first. I pull out my Canon and zoom in close to some limp leaves delicately falling off a flower stem. I know the couple that lives here. Old folks, very sweet. The husband runs the hardware store in town. Sometimes you see a cute cat running through, but doesn't seem like she's out today. I zoom in on the closest bunch of flowers. Really? A cat? Yes. I don't know what kind she is, but she's white with one blue eye and one brown eye. Oh, so she has heterochromia eyes. That's cute. I would love to see the cat too. Oh. I think her name is Lavinia. I just call her Jingles though because she has a cute bell on her collar that signals her arrival strides before she crosses our path. Huh. Okay. Cool. Sorry, I had to cough during that read, so forgive me. It sounds really cute. I hope to see her today. Perhaps. With the flash off, I snapped a few more images. The couple has been keeping up with the garden for a few years. It was overgrown not long before. There's a rumor that while they were starting to clear the weeds out, they found a body buried under the soil. What? Really? Really. Did they ever find out whose body it was? No. There's a quieter rumor that what they found was skeleton that was mixed with deer antlers and bear bones. I turn back to Adonis, who has their camera pointed towards me. They click a photo. She is just too cute. I love her aesthetic, all of it. I just love it. She kind of reminds me of, I think that girl's name is Nancy from The Craft. And if you don't know what The Craft is, just type in The Craft and hopefully nothing new has been remade or whatever, but just look for the old one. Do you think there's anything to it? The bones. I don't know. I don't think I want to, but just the thought of deer parts and bear parts together, I don't know. I mean, it could be real. Who knows? This world is full of mystery, and some of them you don't want to find out, but if you do find out some of them, you keep them to yourself, okay? Don't go blasting it around on social media like a lot of people do. I believe in things that I do not know. Maybe there's an actual deer man who walks among men. Adonis laughs. I agree with your first statement, but I don't think I believe in a second. How would a man with antlers wear a hat, huh? Would they have to cut the holes in the fabric? Would it not be uncomfortable with the natural curves of the antler making it difficult to put on and take off? I feel it would be an inconvenience is all. You know those adjustable straps on baseball caps? They could use those. Perhaps. It sure would make it difficult to walk through doors. And going through them sideways probably feels awful. I just know it. Adonis lowered their camera and places it back in their bag. We should continue. You now know the garden exists. Adonis continues walking and I follow along. We pass another cemetery with a decaying metal fence. Oh, it's a little puppy. I think that's a doggy. It looks like a doggy. Walking along the perimeter is a black dog with its nose buried in falling leaves. Oh, hi. I lean down to snap a picture of the dog, which doesn't seem to flinch at the camera shutter. Oh, hello there. Adonis crouches and reaches out to the animal, but do not pet it. What are you doing out here? It's light outside. Is this doggy not supposed to be out in the daytime? Their hand runs over the pavement before it descends into the dirt. Squirming among the fresh dirt and soil are worms, which follow the creases of Adonis' hand. Oof. I don't like bugs. I don't want to kill bugs. I'm not one of those people I hate bugs and they deserve to die, but I don't like bugs. I don't like looking at them. I don't like seeing them, and I darn sure don't like them touching me at all. They hold their palm facing the sky and bring it towards the dog. Now there's no one who would be stealing from the graves at this time of day. Did you just want a snack? The dog, with his eyes clouded over like watered down milk, looks at Adonis as if it was thinking of a rebuttal. Instead, it closes its eyes and begins to lick up the feast of vermin. Ugh, God. I cannot help but observe. I feel slime at the tip of my tongue, slowly finding its way down my throat. I am the same way. If I see something gross or you describe something gross to me, I can feel it, touch it, taste it, smell it, and everything else. I love visual novels, but sometimes they be going in details about certain things and my mouth begins to water and I have to take a second and I feel like this is going to be one of those games. I wipe the taste from my own mouth. Did you appear just for a treat? The dog only makes chewing, slurping noises. Well, you're allowed for revealing yourself to our new neighbor. The dog finishes his meal. Adonis allows themselves a few scratches behind the ears. And before I can say anything else, it turns off and disappears behind the tombstones. I look in disbelief. Quickly, I go to check the photos I had just taken. Each one shows only a metal fence and a dead leaf scattered across the grass. There was no dog. Everything all right, Frey? It's not here. You expected to capture footage of the black guard of the graveyards? They seem serious. I suppose not. I would have been like, okay, this nature walk is over. I don't play with ghosts. But also I wouldn't be taking pictures of a cemetery either. I feel as if I'm being pulled along the street as Adonis wipes their hands of dirt and continues walking. I follow along. Adonis takes me to an abandoned white building near the forest. Vines and leaves crawl up the walls, framing haphazardly painted graffiti and late-stage decay. What was this building meant for? It used to be a beer store. The building has been abandoned for years. And now you're going to tell me that it closed down because someone died in there, or there's some spectral figure roaming the building. And it keeps barking at passerbys that it craves some beer that no longer exists. Adonis laughs. Nothing like that. They ended up moving locations to a smaller store in a nearby strip mall. There aren't a lot of beer drinkers in the area who enjoy a drink past a bottle of 2 for sports events. It got overtaken by the general wine and spirit store instead. I may love ghosts and local legends, but this is not one of those tours. Does an organization give ghost tours in town? The Cultural Society hosts a few during Halloween. Some of the homes do historic house tours around Christmas time. It's quite nice. You should come to one soon. My home is usually on display then. Why? It was built in the early 19th century by a carriage maker. How strange. Why bring me here? Because the life cycle of things apply to not just living things. Thoughts die, business dies, structure dies, hopes dies. But those ashes bring new life and the cycle continues. I snap a few photographs of different angles, some showing the sky in the building, some focusing on the foliage. Adonis has their camera out, but their lens fall onto me. I assume the pictures they were taking were for promotional material for future walks. I think nothing of it. Okay, so we visited a nice little building and it was nothing creepy. That's good. That was excellent. We finished our photography in silence. Adonis takes off. I look back at the abandoned building and I swear I see a figure standing in the broken window, unmoving. I follow along. Oh boy, see? If you think you saw it, you didn't see it. I learned that from a lovely, kind-hearted TikToker. I don't remember his name, but just if you see somebody that's talk about spooky something against Latinos or something like that, it's something like that. That's the person I'm talking about. If you think you saw it, you didn't. Adonis and I arrived at the forest-turned park at the edge of town. The autumn air tastes better than in the borough. I stick my tongue out to get a better scope of its taste. All right, when one of those dirty leaves land on your tongue and then you have to go to the doctor, just blame yourself. Autumn tastes like spiced whiskey and cinnamon, like ginger and bread and vanilla essential oils. Under the tongue is a remnant of nutmeg. You don't get this anywhere else. The Appalachia is a stone throw from here. We have our own old magic. We walk along the river for a few minutes, stopping every so often to take pictures. So, Adonis? Yes, Frey? I like how they just kind of say each other's names. I want to know more about them. How long have you been a photographer? That's literally the best question you could ask anybody. I've been a professional photographer about 7 years. When I was younger, my grandfather showed me some of his daguerreotypes, the photographs printed on metal plates. I realized in my older years that the reason he was a crazy old man was because of the mercury vapors in the process. He told me a story of how, when he was in his younger years, he had a friend who enjoyed the hobby as well. This friend lost his sister to illness when he was just in his 20s. He vowed to try to preserve as much as he could with his limited time on this earth. My grandfather says he took it too far. And one day, they found the man in his home where the woods was decaying and the window sills were catching flies, taking photographs of dead parents at the dinner table. But ever since I heard about that, I've been fascinated with photography. That made you fascinated with photography? I would have been traumatized by that. I don't think I would ever even took a picture of anything anymore. Really? That would have scared me as a child. I believed it would have scared most children, but I was not most children. We continued our walk along the riverside. Before long, Adonis stops. They put up a finger to their lips and point towards the grass. Through the blades, I spy a dark lump. It catches the soft sounds of buzzing of flies and squirming of worms. Oh, God. What is that? I don't even know what that is. It looks like a... I don't even know what that is. It looks like a snake or something. In the grass, I spot a deer, laying on its side, its eyes shallow and black, its antlers up to the sky, its mouth agape. Oh, see, look, this is what I'm talking about, and I can see it. I can see it. Just if they describe smells, I'm gonna lose it. The carcass has become home for... Remember when I said I was scared of bugs? Maggots are number one on the top of my lips of being scared of them. I don't know why. Just the... sorry. I felt something touch my leg. I got scared. I'm sorry. It's just, I don't know what it is about them, and even talking about them scares me. I don't know what it is. The carcass has become home to maggots squirming in its insides, releasing its intestines, gnawing off the legs to no longer... I can barely read this sentence. No longer found in physical form. All that is left are the strings of meat, white, juicy, and pulsing. This one's hard. I'm gonna try to speed through this, reading about the detailed parts. I'm gonna speed through it. My eyes widen, my mouth waters. My mouth is starting to water too a little bit. I raise my camera up, lens towards the corpse, and I take pictures. Why would you take a picture of that? The vermin writhe under the sinews and eat the tendons. They make new holes for temporary home. These animals must continuously move. They must continuously slither. They eat their homes until all that is left is bone and blood, and they must move on. The maggot and the worms are the nomads of the animal kingdom. They will exhaust their resources and force themselves to flee. And by God, it is spectacular. Why do you think that? Why? Are you a little crazy? Are you a little cray-cray? Did I think a cray-cray girl was cute? I think that's what it was. It's a cray-cray girl. Once I finish taking my pictures, Adonis continues walking, and I follow along. We stop a few more times. We must have at least. The sun is beginning to set, and yet it feels like we've only been out for a few hours at most. Adonis laughed with the prettiest voice in the world. We scroll through the photographs and I speak of the lighting, the composition, the colors. I do not remember a word. But what is most fascinating is that most of it, we were alone. Nothing living interrupts us. We find dead birds and dead trees, rocks and rivers and paved trails and left behind trash. Blah. Excuse me. So, when we were suddenly in sight of a girl, maybe in her 20s, sitting along the water with a book in one hand, I'm taken aback. When we approach, she does not look back at us to see the source of the incoming noise. Hello? She does not respond. She continues to look out to the setting sun across the rippling water, tugging at the ruins of her slip dress and smooth surface of her skin. I said I wanted to be alone out here. Did you not listen? Do you know this person? Jesus, I almost called her Frey. Do you know this person, Adonis? Because please let us know. The girl makes a movement now. Her knuckles turn white from gripping the fabric. You know what that means, don't you? She seems to nod. Adonis turns to me. They pull their camera out from their bag. Frey, put your camera away. I do as I am told. And take this. They rummage through one of their pockets and hand me a knife. It feels old, judging by the scratches on the blade and the string wrapped around the metal hilt. Oh my God, I was going to say silt. Jesus. I'm starting to get nervous now. This game is taking a turn that I am not liking. Stand. The woman stands up and faces us. Her visage is plastic, like milky, swirly, empty. Adonis quickly stabs the woman in the neck. Jesus. Remember when I said it's taking a turn for the worse? It's starting to take a turn for the... Okay. I'm sorry. Trigger warning right now. Trigger warning right now. This is starting to take a turn for the worse, y'all. A screech from her throat is cut short by the coughing. She throws up blood like a dog who has thrown up his bad treat. They push the knife deeper, twist it so the flesh twists around it as well. I find myself unable to look away, like my eyes will be torn from its socket if I even think of shying my eyes from the metal. But I am able to breathe again once Adonis pulls it out of their neck and licks the blood off the blade. Oh, God! What had just happened? We were taking pictures. We were doing life cycle stuff. What happened? She groans for a second, but her noises are quickly muffled. The pain has stolen her voice box. They hand it to me. I take it as I step towards the trail. Frey. Adonis readies their camera, bringing it to cover most of their face. In her death, her body is still fresh. I want you to cut her. Where? Frey? Where? What do you mean, where? I'm glad I didn't name her Voyia. Or them Voyia. Oh my God. What do you mean, where? Oh my goodness. This really took a turn for like a what the heck just happened. As a matter of fact, let me just ask it. What the heck just happened? My words move faster than my thoughts, but once they catch up, they are the same. Okay, so you're crazy too. We're cray-cray. We're both crazy. Got it. My mouth becomes wet. My eyes feel warm, ignited. Start with her cheek. I raise the knife to be inches away from the woman's skin. Her breathing is hot and heavy next to me. It is welcoming in this autumn chill. For a few moments I hesitate. I look over to the camera once more. Adonis saying nothing, their finger hovering over the shutter release. I cut her cheek. Adonis snaps a photo. The viscosity is thick. Blood has always been thick, but this was thick like maple syrup, like oil. Like oil? Oh my God. I reach my hand out to touch it. My fingers swirl around in the wound before I find them in my mouth. It tastes like expensive raspberry sauce found on the side of a dessert. What is wrong with my character? What is wrong with the main character? No, this is not my character. Not my character. What's wrong with the main character? Adonis takes another picture. As I ready the knife again, I find a good, soft, thin piece of skin on her neck and stab the knife into there. The blood squirts. The woman, no, her body flinches as her organs in there cease functioning, gag on their own fluids. It drips onto her dress. I drag the knife down. Her skin, her bones, her organs, they were all tough, beautifully carved and constructed by nature herself to block my knife from cutting a straight line. It takes effort. Sweat drips down my knuckles and collect in the grass. I pry the woman open with my fingers like her body is a door. Her innards spilled from her stomach, and then they desire to squirm like the worms scavenging the deer further down the path. I grab at the gore inside her and pull some out before I shovel it into my mouth. What is happening? I thought this was a nature walk. I'm so lost. It tasted sweet, like strawberry cake drizzled in vanilla icing. I close my eyes and savor, allowing syrup-like blood to drip down my lips. Quickly, she falls into the grass, and I join her. I became a vulture among the sounds of spit and the camera shutters. I ravage her, my teeth gnaw at the jugular, turning stringy with each bite I take. My tongue lick at the ribs in her torso. Oh my God. I don't know how long or how much I take of her for some punishment I am aware of. But by the time I was done, I do not recognize her. I do not feel sick. I do not feel pain. I do not feel remorse. I look back at Adonis as I lick the blood from my fingers. They capture another photograph of me. They lower their camera and smile. That was beautiful. I don't have anything to say. I move my lips to say something, but any thought is lost in the saliva. You should clean yourself up. I'll deal with this. Adonis looks down at the woman and pushes up their glasses. With a swift motion, they kick her once, allowing her body to fall into the river. We watch her as the water washes away the bile and the blood covering her body. She floats down the river, nameless, before being taken by the surge of white rapids. I wash my face and my arms in the water. I take off what has been ruined of my clothes and throw together what I can to look presentable. I hope that person does have a name, and I hope you guys get caught. Y'all are monsters. I can walk you home. No one will say a word, all right? You'll be fine. I nod and we begin taking the path back into town. The evening breeze sends a chill down my spine. I rub my arms together to generate what warmth I can get together. Adonis says nothing as we walk home. I don't need them to. The town is quiet. Everything shuts its doors around 7 o'clock. There is not a soul on the sidewalk nor in a vehicle on the roads. I feel satisfied with today's walk, and something in me wants to do it again. What just happened? I'm so lost. I'm so frightened and scared and lost. Thank you guys so much. I truly am sorry if this bothered anybody. I'm struggling reading it. So, thank you guys so much. I'm so sorry. Yeah, go check this game out for yourself. You might want to support the person. Are you okay, creator? Are you okay? Yeah. Peace and love, everybody.